rich silt on the surrounding land, creating fertile fields ideal for growing crops such as wheat, barley, and flax. The rhythm of life in ancient Egypt was closely tied to the river cycles. Farmers worked the land during the planting and harvesting seasons and took part in construction projects or other communal activities. During this period, when the fields were underwater, Egyptian society was highly stratified with a clear hierarchy. At the top was the pharaoh, considered a divine ruler and the intermediary between the gods and people. Below the pharaoh were the nobility and priests who held significant power and wealth. Scribes and government officials responsible for administration and record keeping formed the educated middle class. Artisans and craftsmen, including builders, sculptors, and metalworkers, were valued for their skills and contributed to Egypt's monumental architecture and intricate artworks. The majority of the population consisted of farmers, laborers, and slaves who worked the land and undertook the manual labor necessary for large-scale construction projects. For most Egyptians, daily life revolved around agriculture and family. Houses were made of mud brick, designed to stay cool in the hot climate. They typically featured a central courtyard where much of the household's daily activities took place. Diet consisted mainly of bread, beer, vegetables, and occasionally meat and fish. Bread and beer made from barley and emmer wheat were staple foods. Wealthier individuals enjoyed a more varied diet, including fruits, honey, and wine. Clothing was simple but varied by social status. Common people wore linen garments, with men donning kilts and women wearing sheath dresses. Wealthier Egyptians wore finer linens adorned with jewelry made from gold, semi-precious stones. Religion permeated every aspect of life in ancient Egypt. The Egyptians believed in a pantheon of gods and goddesses, each associated with specific aspects of nature and society. Major deities included Ra, the sun god, Osiris, the god of the afterlife, and Isis, the goddess of magic and motherhood. Temples were the centers of religious life, where priests conducted rituals to honor the gods and ensure the stability and prosperity of the land. The afterlife was a significant focus of Egyptian religion. Egyptians believed in an eternal life after death, which required the preservation of the body through mummification and the provision of goods for use in the afterlife. Tombs were filled with items such as food, clothing, amulets to protect and sustain the deceased. Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, exemplifies the Egyptians' advanced engineering skills and enduring architectural achievements. The Egyptians made significant contributions to art, science, and technology. They developed a writing system known as hieroglyphics, used for religious texts, official inscriptions, and monumental records. Advances in medicine, mathematics, and astronomy reflect their sophisticated understanding of the natural world. Life in ancient Egypt was a blend of toil and devotion, deeply intertwined with the natural environment and religious beliefs. The Nile River sustained their agricultural economy, while their social structure and religious practices created a stable and enduring civilization. The achievements of ancient Egypt, from the grandeur of its pyramids to the intricacies of its written language, continue to captivate and inspire people around the world, highlighting the ingenuity and resilience of this remarkable culture. Please subscribe if you love history.